Hello everyone, and welcome to the game of Warships. Today's replay is from Valkyrie, and he is in the Halland, a tier 10 pan-European destroyer. He is on the Northern Lights in a 4-point domination game. So it's a pure tier 10 battle. There are, well, 3 raiders, the Moskva, the Nevsky and the Ragnar, but there is no carrier, so hey, there is that. Now he has made his way into the sea cap. We have already seen the Moskva and the Nevsky and the Ragnar right now, so he is pretty safe from radar right now. And maybe he can take this cap. Now there's a Kleber coming. The good news is the Kleber obviously has very bad concealment, so he can spot that from very far away. The bad news is there is nobody here to shoot the Kleber. Like, the friendly team has nice forces on both flanks, but they don't actually have anybody here. So keeping the Kleber spotted does absolutely nothing to stop this Kleber from just moving into this camp. Now, Valkyrie had to leave before he got detected. This is not a gunfight he can win. Well, not realistically at least. I guess the Kleber could always go AFK. And there are some Kleber troops. But for some reason the Kleber is also hesitant to go in there. I mean, once the Kleber commits into this cap, he doesn't have much escape. I mean, I guess he could try to go in there, turn around. Might be afraid of running into troops. And he doesn't want to. Maybe he's actually going to turn around and reverse into it. We'll see what this Kleber does. But he seems hesitant to take this cap because he's gonna be perma-spotted. Now this leaves us to a very interesting stalemate here, right? And let me here unlock the camera, because there's a lot of zooming going on. And also I wanna speed it up here slightly, because right now what we have is pretty much a stalemate. No. Well, I mean, the Kleber could have potentially some support from this Kurfürst, but it's not really just about the support. The Kleber would win this gun duel anyway. Kleber is just blind shooting right now, and he's actually doing the reversing thing. Right? He has decided he wants to try this cap, and he's doing it in a safe way as possible, so he's going to reverse in. But the thing is, the Halland has such a lovely small torpedo spread that even if you're perfectly angled, you can get that. Or you have a higher chance of getting that lucky nose or in that case rear top. So one Halland torpedo doesn't hurt that much though. So the Kleber still too healthy to actually engage in a gunfight. Which means Valkyrie is still maneuvering around here and just waiting for the next set of torps to be ready. So let's try the same thing again. And you know, with 2 of those stacked on top of each other, there is a reasonable chance to get another torp hit into the Kleber right there. And this is where we actually can go back to normal speed. So Valkyrie has realized that his troops are looking good again and has decided to also get some guns involved and finally evict this Kleber from this camp. Now, Kleber once again a dangerous ship to be engaged in a gunfight with, and once like the Kleber turns and actually gets all its guns to bear, we can see just how much this hurts in this little exchange. Now Halland does have a heal, so there is that. Oh, and there is fire. So that's gonna help. I think he damaged counter flood earlier, so you know, that fire should stick around a bit. Now Valkyrie could now go in and grab the sea cap if he wanted to, but the A side has pretty much collapsed and the enemy is pushing in here, so he's decided to land his torpedo power here. I think personally I might have still tried to go into sea. The problem is, right, if you go into sea, how are you going to run away if something happens? If the A side has fallen, if you run north, you run right in front of all of those people's guns. If you have a Kleber on your tail, that's not gonna end well. But obviously you can't go south because there are also way too many enemies there. The friendly team is pushing through the 9-10 line, as, you know, usual. And the friendlies are actually 5 ships behind right now. So honestly, it's looking pretty desperate. Oh, and there is a radar. Oh, and there is the Kleber. So exactly what you wouldn't want to happen has just happened. He is raided in front of half the enemy team and under fire from a Kleber. Hey, he's got some torpedoes. Oh, and he's actually got the poison. Nice. And it looks like the enemy team isn't really interested in shooting him for some reason. Which is strange because there aren't really too many friendlies around here. So that's a lovely double strike.
Engine boost.
And now he'll just
Problem
have to
solved,
run.
sir.
There are 2 raiders in that direction though, and he is in range of both of them. So he won't be in concealment for very long, even if he goes in concealment here. So some nice dodging on his part. There is the concealment, there is the raider. As expected, and he probably should press the heal button. Now, Moskva Raider and Nevsky Raider are unfortunately not the shortest raiders. So since he's decided he's going to be spotted here for a bit of time, and the friendlies desperately need kills, he's going to try his luck at the Yamato. So far the enemy team hasn't done a good job of, you know, shooting him. There goes the Yamato.
The enemy battleship destroyed.
I mean, I guess he's getting some benefits from adrenaline rush here, but that heal is probably a very good idea.
Problem solved.
Now, it
sir.
looks like the enemies are going to take the A cap, which is a shame. And, you know, the C cap has now become once again a problem. Because there are just too many enemy ships close, especially the 2 raiders, and while at least one is now on cooldown, it's, you know, there wouldn't be a great enough gap in the raiders to take C right now. Not to mention that the enemy might actually push it heavily with ships. So there are some troops going towards the Moskva. And yeah, the enemy is possibly going to push into C. But you know, there will be some troop hits. Unfortunately, the Halland troops don't hit that hard. But hey, if it's a few of them, you still feel it. And yeah, there's the raider. So Moscow Raider takes a while. He could try to get some shots in. Why isn't he being shot at, by the way? There we go. Like, where the turret's out of position? I don't know. So it's time for some dodging here. And so far Valkyrie is doing a great job. The radar is over. The enemy didn't get much use out of this. And also more importantly, they actually didn't push C, right? I mean, not that points are looking very good for the friendlies, but they could be looking even worse, right? Now, interestingly enough, looks like this Moskva has decided to go C after all. That's what Valkyrie was sort of predicting, and that's where he has hoped. Turrets are currently not looking this way. So Valkyrie decides now might be a good chance to get some sneak damage in. Although, I mean, shooting in front of a Nevsky as Slava in the Moskva can be relatively unhealthy, but I guess this... let's just say the enemy hasn't been very good at hitting him so far. So I guess he's decided it's worth it. Also, we could argue it's desperate times, and desperate times require desperate measures. And that actually worked. Once again, I would really press the heal button here, you know. It's not like those ships aren't able to damage you quite heavily. He's a little bit conservative on his... I mean, maybe he's trying to get the most out of his adrenaline rush. But I would certainly be nervous around now. So, you know, well, maybe the first time, this game actually looks quite winnable. Both teams are equal on ships. The enemy still has a small points lead, and considering that they have more caps, they will increase that points lead. But the friendlies might be able to grab C soon. I mean, the daring could just go in there and grab C, possibly. The enemy Nevsky is sort of sailing away, which is good news. And the friendly Halland isn't going to do much cap stuff soon, but he is going to help with the torp. So maybe they can cross-torp the Nevsky. Yeah, the Nevsky has decided to come more this way again, that's a shame, right? The Nevsky is far enough away for the daring could just go for C. Although it looks like the friendly daring is going for B instead. I suppose they are trusting the Henry to take this cap. Well, there is one in the Nevsky, that's good news. Now, if those torps reload fast enough, Valkyrie might be able to torp the Slava. If he could, like, get a nice salvo in the broadside Slava, it would help out the Henry mains. Oh yes, the Slava is slowing down. So that might be a great opportunity there. Like, if they can get the Slava with the Henry surviving and grabbing C, that would be amazing. Meanwhile, the Nevsky is getting closer and closer.
Engine boost.
So Valkyrie is wisely gonna speed up here and put some distance there. The Halland is still trying to torp the Nevsky. Oh, there is a radar, so might as well shoot, I guess. And ooh, yeah, those were some nice hits. I guess Valkyrie might have been waiting to see if the torps finished the job, because then the radar would have been gone. The thing is, I mean, the Slava is potentially an issue. Then again, the Slava has other issues, because the Henry is so close. Now he got 5 torps into the Slava, which should help out the Henry greatly, and I think it did. Oh wait, the Slava is actually just in concealment, it's still alive. So, interesting fight going on there. The Nevsky has been taken out, but it appears that the Ragnar was here. And now Valkyrie is desperately trying to get away from that. The Ragnar is a fearsome gunboat, and this isn't a fight he's gonna win with guns. Meanwhile, the Henry and the Slava are still at it. And that friendly Halland got pushed back because, well, the Ragnar threat. So, the good news is that the Daring is capturing B, and this would put the friendlies into a good position cap-wise. They might also be C's. Oh, the Daring looks like has caught the Henry possibly in the side with torps. Slava is still around. Now the friendly Petro is coming here to help, so that's good news. And the friendly Daring is honestly, well, not doing anything too useful right now. Why would you go after a Colbert in a Daring? Right? If you get spotted, the Colbert will eat you. And this Colbert isn't going to do anything useful right now. Well, I suppose the Daring could do some spotting and the Colbert could use this island to lob shells from. But honestly, the best thing this Daring could be doing is just go for another camp. Meanwhile, Valkyrie has decided to try to, well, blind torp the Ragnar. The thing is, we have, well, oh,
Engine boost deactivated.
we lost the ship there. We have still 2 ships at sea, the Petro and the Henry. I mean, it's possible that they keep getting interrupted, but they sort of should be able to take sea, hopefully. So what he wants to do is try to stop the Ragnar.
Capture that area.
Yeah, if it... Oh, there is a torpedo, nice. I was just saying without the torpedo he won't stand much of a chance here, that Ragnar was way too healthy. If both Hallands engage it, maybe. Depends also on how good of a shot the Ragnar is. Meanwhile, I'm not sure what the Daring... I mean, I don't know where the Colbert is actually. The Daring is just going in circles. Yeah, oh, there is the Colbert. It's such a shame. The Daring should have just gone here towards the A camp, right? Now, the Henry is coming this way, it looks like, probably to get away from the Colbert and the Daring that might shoot it, because it's on low health. Also possibly to help with the Ragnar. Now, here's the Ragnar that can't pass up on the Colbert and opens up with its guns. But that means Valkyrie can now take care of the Ragnar. Like, between Valkyrie and the other Halland, this Ragnar is now doomed. And that opens up this whole camp, which is nice. So Valkyrie is now gonna go back and retake the camp. The friendlies have a lead right now, although, you know, the enemy has more cap circles, but if they grab C and flip D, then it's going to look very good. And the Colbert just got the Daring. But that's such a shame, right? If Daring had just gotten another camp held elsewhere. Not sure why that Daring tried to play around with this Colbert. Also, I'm not sure how this Daring managed to get sunk, because it's not like a Colbert has a raid. I mean, the daring screwed up badly, but in the end, the friendlies are still on a good track to win this. They are slightly behind on points, but now that they have contested this, that will flip in the friendlies' favor. So if all friendlies survive, they are gonna win this. Well, I mean, the Colbert is gonna go for B, I suppose. Now, personally, I think, considering that the Halland and the Petro are going after this daring, yeah, I would... Let's put most odds this. The daring is out of gun range, so Valkyrie can't help here. It looks like the... Why is the Halland not shooting back? So it looks like the Halland's plan was to go into concealment instead of actually fight with its guns. And that's not working so well here, is it? Also, I'm not sure why the Petro hasn't might be out of radar charges. Yeah, unfortunately that's out of Valkyrie's gun range, and with that, the enemy has actually taken the lead. So the Colbert is in B as predicted. Now this wouldn't have been an issue if the friendlies all survived, but we just lost that Halland. And honestly, I mean, Halland isn't that bad. It's like the daring wasn't all that healthy. It looks like the Halland refused to shoot, and the Petro might have been out of radar, I don't know. So, yeah, turns out this is a defeat after all. Unless the Petro sinks the daring, and it only has 20 seconds, and that's just not gonna happen. Because the DPM just isn't there. Well, that sucks. So here we are with the results, and Valkyrie had a monster of a game, earning over 2000 base experience in a defeat. Still wasn't enough to win the battle, because it was one of those typical games where both teams aren't actually trying to win, but they're trying to throw the battle, and one team will just throw harder than the others, and yeah, Valkyrie's team threw the hardest. Oh well. So Valkyrie managed to do 252,000 points of damage, got himself a high caliber confederated double strike, almost a Kraken, just not enough to win a battle though. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.